Wado Ryu Karate often sparks curiosity among martial arts enthusiasts because it takes a somewhat different route compared to more straightforward striking systems. Let's take a closer look at its origins, the founder's unique background, and how this style manages to blend ideas from both karate and jiu-jitsu into a cohesive whole. The name Wado Ryu translates to the Way of Peace School, reflecting a guiding principle that encourages practitioners to use their skills thoughtfully rather than aggressively. While many traditional karate styles focus on direct blocks and powerful counter-strikes, Wado Ryu offers a more fluid approach. The style officially emerged in 1934 under the guidance of Hironori Otsuka, who had already established himself as a notable martial artist long before. He was deeply experienced in Shindo Yoshin Ryu Jiu-Jitsu, an art known for smooth joint locks, throws, and the concept of redirecting force rather than meeting it head-on. Hironori Otsuka's journey took an important turn when he crossed paths with Gichin Funakoshi, often regarded as the father of modern karate. While training under Funakoshi, Otsuka admired the striking elements of karate, but saw opportunities to expand the system. From his perspective, an art built solely on offense might not be adaptable to all situations. Drawing on his background in jiu-jitsu, he introduced concepts like tai sabaki, body management through angles and footwork, and kuzushi, off-balancing the opponent, to create a more holistic style. This fusion became known as Wado Ryu, and it has continued to evolve ever since. One of the most noticeable characteristics of Wado Ryu is how practitioners evade attacks. Instead of standing still and trading blows, they focus on sidestepping, redirecting, or guiding an opponent's energy away. Imagine facing a barrage of strikes. A Wado Ryu practitioner often slips just out of range, creating a slight angle that immediately threatens the attacker's balance. This contrasts with karate approaches that primarily rely on forceful blocking and powerful counterpunches. In Wado Ryu, speed and precision tend to replace raw power, leading to shorter and more direct movements. The influence of jiu-jitsu becomes clearer when you look at the style's emphasis on kuzushi. Rather than relying on pure strength, a Wado Ryu fighter learns to exploit an opponent's momentum, using timing and position to break their structure. Some people describe it as a chess match, where you quietly steer the opponent into vulnerable positions. Critics sometimes argue that such an approach might be complicated under high-pressure scenarios. However, supporters insist that once this footwork and timing are ingrained, it can become very effective because it saves energy and offers strategic control. Another key aspect of Wado Ryu training is Kihon Kumite. These are pre-arranged drills that teach students how to apply their techniques realistically while maintaining a measure of safety. Instead of free sparring right away, practitioners work on carefully structured attack and defense patterns. In each sequence, you have a designated attacker and defender, which allows both partners to understand timing, distance, and positioning before moving on to more unpredictable sparring sessions. This training approach can be appealing to those who value detailed technical progression. Historically, there's been some debate about whether Wado Ryu should be recognized primarily as a karate style or as a hybrid system with strong jiu-jitsu roots. While most organizations classify it under karate, many Wado Ryu practitioners take pride in the style's blended heritage. Rumors occasionally circulate that Otsuka originally wanted to preserve more jiu-jitsu elements but modified them to align with mainstream karate tournaments and associations. It's challenging to confirm these stories without direct historical documents, so they remain in the realm of anecdote. Nevertheless, these discussions highlight the style's dual identity. Wado Ryu has also integrated some traditional Japanese weapon training. Although weapons aren't its main focus, advanced practitioners sometimes study the bow staff or even the katana to improve movement awareness and strategy. These weapons exercises serve as an additional tool for honing body mechanics and range control, elements that can translate back into empty hand techniques. Critics may note that Wado Ryu's weapons curriculum is not as in-depth as that of dedicated weapons-based arts, but for many students it adds another layer of understanding to their practice. In modern times, Wado Ryu remains popular worldwide. You can find dojos across Asia, Europe, the Americas, and beyond. There are international governing bodies and multiple branches, each with slight variations in curriculum or emphasis. Some groups lean more toward competition, aiming to excel in karate tournaments, while others focus on maintaining the original balance between striking and grappling concepts. Like any large martial arts family, there can be disagreements about authenticity and lineage, but this is not unique to Wado Ryu. Such debates happen in many traditional arts as they spread internationally and evolve over decades. What does all this mean for someone thinking about training in Wado Ryu? On the positive side, you get to learn a style that values movement, timing, and technique over brute force. This can be particularly appealing if you prefer a more strategic take on martial arts, or if you have physical limitations that make high-impact blocking less feasible. Another benefit is the style's adaptability. Wado Ryu techniques can be effective at various ranges, and the core principles of body positioning and off-balancing transfer well to other disciplines. On the flip side, some people feel that Wado Ryu's footwork-heavy approach requires serious practice to master in live scenarios. It can be initially confusing to time your movement just right, especially when you're under pressure. Others point out that every school, and even individual instructors, may interpret the core principles in slightly different ways, leading to variations in technique. So if you're interested in Wado Ryu, it might be worth trying a few classes at different dojos to see which approach resonates with you. Ultimately, Wado Ryu stands out as a karate style deeply intertwined with jiu-jitsu principles, committed to the idea of efficiency and shaped by a philosophy that prizes conflict avoidance wherever possible. This way of peace ethos goes beyond physical techniques and aims to influence how practitioners approach challenges in everyday life. While it may not always grab the spotlight in the same way as more widely publicized karate systems, it quietly commands respect among those who appreciate its measured, tactical perspective on self-defense. Whether you're a seasoned martial artist or just beginning to explore different styles, Wado Ryu offers a unique blend of tradition and adaptability. It pays tribute to its karate roots while setting itself apart through the incorporation of jiu-jitsu concepts. If you've been curious about a system that emphasizes timing, subtle movement, and technique over raw power, Wado Ryu might be worth a look. It's not just about punching and kicking, it's about learning to manage space, momentum, and intent in a way that can be both practical and enlightening.